957 The Hog. Morning Hog Happy Hour is on. I am Riggs, and this is the Morning Hog Brew Review with Josh and Amelia from SR Perrott. Yeah. Give up. Listen to the applause. Keep it going. Yeah. Come on. I didn't think that would work. I think you keep applauding. Hey, good morning. Welcome back.
Morning.
And good to see you. How are you guys? How's everything? Whoa. Who's that dude?
That's a guy.
Is that Jeremy?
That's Jeremy.
Where's Jeremy from?
Veteran United Craft Brewery out of Jacksonville.
Veteran United Craft Brewery. Let's get them. Let's get them. So many people in this room. It freaked me out for a second. Well, good morning to all of you. And we are. I see Jeremy brought beer, so you know, not that you weren't welcome already, but when you bring beer, you're double welcome.
Exactly.
And it's perfect for the brew review. And it is a big Memorial Day weekend ahead of us.
Indeed, it is.
So very appropriate that you're here. Tell us all about what we need to know about your beers.
So we are based out of Jacksonville, Florida. We are owned, operated, and manned by mostly veterans. There have been times we've been 100% veteran manned. Currently, we're right around 60. That's going to go up here soon. We're hired. There's another veteran that's in the process possibly of being hired. And that's kind of what we try to do is we try to get veterans who are in the process of transitioning out and give them a resource to kind of to grow and develop these job skills to get out and go beyond there. Owned by two veterans. They flew together in Iraq actually back in the 89, 90, 91. Had a great time together. Our owner Ron Gamble. He like I said he flew in the Navy. Did 8 years active duty. He's been in like a million startups. He's one of those guys who's always thinking next level. And he's had a whole bunch of startups and got into homebrewing 25, 26 years ago, I think. And he's been on it since.
So it wasn't a get back from the service and then get into something new. This was something he had been going to do it for a long time.
Exactly. He was a home brewer for a while. His wife bought him a homebrewing kit and he got into it and then went to the Siebel Academy in Chicago, which is one of the best brewing academies in America. And then from there went and trained in Germany and the beer brewing techniques and brought that back here. Worked at a couple of different breweries in New England, a couple of different brew pubs. The biggest one he actually ran one of the Wachusett facilities. That's a big brewery up in Massachusetts. And then got into wanting to do this himself, and he spent a year and a half kind of building a business plan. Picked Jacksonville, that's where his wife is from, and he was stationed down here back in the 80s and loved it, loved the community, and so they chose Jacksonville to come down here and open. And we've been open since 2014. I've been in my position, I'm the sales manager since the end of 2019, and it's just phenomenal. It's so much fun.
Nice. Josh, this is legit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they know what they're doing over there. It's not just, it's these guys that came out and decided we like beer, we're going to brew it. No, there's actually passion behind it. There's, education behind it, so they know what they're doing. Fantastic beers, and I think we're ready to crack one open.
Let's do it. Where are we going to start?
So we're going to start with our number one seller, our number one. It's called Raging Blonde. And it's my favorite can, Rosie the Riveter on the front. I hear this every time I bring it out. I hear, I love Rosie, I love Rosie. Yes. Everybody loves Rosie the Riveter.
Yes,
it's so good to use, and it's always so much fun. And this is a German-American style blonde. It's going to be super light, easy drinking. Okay. This is one of my favorites we make.
What's this one clocking in at?
Clocking in, I want to say 5.2% ABV.
Perfect.
Rosie the Riveter and I have the same biceps. I flex, so we go all like a lot in common, It's all right here.
I figured you were the original model, I wasn't sure.
Thought some of that.
I think I pulled a bicep.
Nearly.
Let me just make it feel better right now with this tasting. Oh, man. Oh, that's robust.
Yeah, a lot of flavor. Even for a blonde, most blondes you're going to see don't have as much of the flavor up front. This is going to be all the flavor up front, but finish nice and mild, crisp.
That's a lot. That's a lot of flavor.
It's very enjoyable.
Yeah,
easy drinking,
smooth.
crisp, clean.
And this is actually one of the beers Ron was making while he was a home brewer. He not a lot of home brewers go to perfect a blonde ale or spend a lot of time on a blonde ale. They kind of bounce around, do what they want to do beers they want to do. And a lot of our stuff is mastering the basics, mastering the simplistic stuff. And if we can't finish that out or figure that out, what are we doing making any other kind of beer? Okay. So just see with our core beers today, it's a lot of basic stuff, a lot of German styles, but we excel in the basics and do such a good job with that.
Is it coincidence then that it is maybe the basic or the base of your beers, but it is also the bestseller? Is that coincidental, or is that just
this is the one we've had on sale for the longest time. Okay. We launched with Raging Blonde, ready to go, and that's kind of the point of our brewery. We have a canning line. We're only the second or third in Jacksonville have a canning line. So our business is all about getting cans and kegs out to market and getting behind an image like Rosie the Riveter and Raging Blonde was kind of the getting us opened up.
By the way, how is that not a Pam Anderson movie, Raging Blonde? Is it? Have I forgotten? Is that one? I feel like she was in there.
You know,
Who's Pam Anderson?
Yeah. I'll show you a picture.
Sounds
of
about
her.
right.
I don't want to internet search her right now because the safe search is off here in the
Yeah.
studio. All right. That's a great start. Where would you like to take us next?
Our next up is going to be Fish Camp Pilsner. It's a German style Pilsner. It's going to be super crisp, super light, very, very mild finish. We actually did this beer. We had a restaurant group approach us a couple years ago saying, hey, we want a light beer. We want a light beer to be on tap 24/7. And they chose a Pilsner. We kind of did some work with them. They chose a Pilsner. And we, for like a solid year, it was only available at the restaurant group in Jacksonville. And then after a couple months, we were saying, hey, there's potential with this. And our distributor reached out and said there's potential with it. And we launched it out. And it's quickly becoming our number 2.
Okay.
Launched this in cans and in kegs to market in September 2019.
Okay.
And since then, it's like I said, quickly become our number 2 seller.
What is a fish camp, by the way? Josh, you got anything on that?
Yeah, have you ever seen those tents in the water?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I got nothing then.
I think I've been on. I saw
You knew where I was going.
I saw a SpongeBob episode that
There,
had that
perfect.
set up. That's what I
That's right,
assumed.
we're fish
for
camp.
training.
Oh, it's where they
Yes.
learn.
It's Veterans United. It's the next level.
All right, this one doesn't have it's not a whole lot of nose happening there.
No, they're not going to hold a whole lot of nose. And same thing, it's not going to be as filling in the flavor or in the body. It's going to be super light. This is my favorite beer we make. If you open my cooler, this is what I have. When I'm at the racetrack, I've got a cooler full of this. This is an all-day drinker beer.
But even when you said when you were telling me it was super light like that, I expected less flavor. It's still very flavorful.
yeah, still very flavorful.
Tons of flavor. You know, the styles that they're doing, it's very hard to mask any imperfections.
Right.
And the fact that you're getting such clean beer just shows how well they're doing it. You know.
Yes.
Yeah, we're a small team. We do everything ourselves. Our brew team is our head brewer. We just hired a new assistant. We have an intern that just started 2 weeks ago. Our owner, who's a master brewer, and myself. That's who does everything in the brew house. We have an operations manager who's been in and out the last couple of weeks, but that's everything who does everything with us. That's our guys. Any of the production work, it's them. The canning, I've been doing that recently. It's us. It's a team move to do anything we do.
I love this. Veterans United.
Yeah.
Gosh, what a better one to have. Did you plan this for this weekend?
I did.
Here, Memorial Day weekend?
Every once in a while, I have a good plan.
You guys are.
Oh gosh.
I like how you're moving. All right, what do we have? We got. Should we do one more flavor on this side? Let's do it. Let's
Yeah,
get
let's
one
do it.
more
All right,
flavor
all
on this side. Why not?
Man, can I just say one thing about the last beer? So it's a Pilsner, just like a Miller Lite. I feel like it's a craft beer version of a Miller Lite. And I say this with love because I'm a huge Miller Lite fan. I
Right.
think it has great taste for a light beer. And just if you want a craft beer version, this is what you want to
Yeah, it
hit up.
definitely punches up the flavor.
Yeah,
You know, so
absolutely.
you can taste all those really high quality ingredients.
When I'm at beer fest or stuff like that, someone asks me, "What's the lightest beer you have?" or "What's this gonna taste like?" I tell them it's gonna be like a Miller Lite with a little bit more flavor, with a little bit on the back end, and that's perfect explanation for it.
Cool.
All right, you're about to crack open a new one.
Next open is Scout Dog 44. We're really proud of this one at the brewery. It's a German style alt beer. You're not going to find a whole lot of those in the market. An easier explanation is going to be a German style amber beer. Much like a Yingling or a Fat Tire, you're going to have a lot of the same characteristics, a lot of the same color. That's exactly what I mean. We're really proud of the beer at the brewery as well. And the Scout Dog game is very specific. We've got he's a writer, and he's I forget his name exactly, but he comes in and he does book signings, and he's actually building the national working dog monument for military working dogs.
Killer.
And ask almost anybody in the military that was in anything with ground force. I was the Navy Corps myself, and I was with the 2nd Marine Division. Our working dog was so important to everything we did.
Really?
I was in bed. He was embedded right there with us, just like I was.
Literally, I mean, you say scout dog, but literally going out before the feet go on. And,
Yeah, more than anything we did when we were in country, we had a dog with us, and he was one of the first things to touch ground in front of us because he could smell things we couldn't smell and could detect things we couldn't detect. So.
I love amber style beers.
Right.
I mean, I feel like they don't get enough love out there. I love the maltiness of them, a little bit of sweetness, caramel.
Oh yeah, I feel like this is Oktoberfesty already.
Very much so. Very
Yeah,
much so.
yeah.
Bars and
Yes.
style.
Yeah,
You know,
wow.
There's a lot of that same characteristic, but you still get a nice hop flavor to them as well.
Did you bring any sausage by chance?
I have some in my pocket.
Okay, yeah. You know what? We'll do it on the break. I'll
Okay,
get it up in the
perfect.
microwave. Microwaves are great for sausage. Well, this is a really, I mean, what a great backstory too. But and then, dogs, at least dogs that I've had, they love beer.
Yeah.
So
A little bit here and there never hurts.
think about maybe. I'm not going to share this one with my dog, but maybe later on. If she's listening to the radio right now. All right, well, we're in the midst of a Veterans United sampler, and we'll tell you where you can get all these great beers. Of course, srperrott.com/beerfinder. You can check that out. More coming up on the Morning Hog Brew Review right here on 95.7 Hog. Hey, we're back. The Morning Hog Happy Hour is in full effect. It's time for the Morning Hog Brew Review. Josh and Amelia from SR Perrott and Jeremy in the house from Jacksonville's own Veterans United, which, again, sounds like an organization, and it is, but in this case, it's a beer organization. And you organized some great flavors for us to try already. We got some amberish German, we got some light on the front side, some blonde, and then where are we going next?
Up next is a Buzz and Bee. It's a honey rye wheat ale. So this is a recipe our owner Ron Gamble he came up with back in the day. He was working at a brew pub, and they had like 16 taps. 8 taps were their core beers they did 24/7, and 8 taps the brewers could play with. And this is a recipe him and other brewers came up with probably 15, 20 years ago that they played with, and we launched it a couple years ago, and it's currently our #2 seller. Does very well. It's kind of like a cocktail in a beer. You're gonna get a couple of different flavors. The wheat comes through, the rye comes through. It's got a little bit of honey, Florida honey as well, and then the orange peel comes over the top. And you'll see what I mean whenever we get into it. It's a layered beer.
Josh and me, you deal with these brewers all the time. These guys love when they get weird and just make whatever the hell they want to, right?
Anything that's complex, they're really big fans of.
It's like an evil scientist laboratory that gives you good tasting things for you.
Exactly.
And I'm okay with it.
Yeah. No, I'm completely okay with it. So, all right, I'm looking forward to this now. Good.
I like the can on this one a lot.
Yeah, so it's got what's traditionally known as the CB logo, and we replaced the machine gun and the wrench with a Stein and a paddle, make it more brewery focused. But we layer so much stuff. We get calls or emails almost every day from CBs around the nation, around the world. Hey, can you send me a case of that beer? I want the CB beer, and it's so cool to have. I was a specific rate in the Navy. It's so cool to have an entire group in the Navy pretty much reach out to us constantly. Hey, we want this beer. We want this beer. It's so flattering, as a craft brewer.
Okay, this is perplexing because this is great, and I'm just trying to figure out what's in it. It's not a fruit, but it almost has a fruit back to me.
So it might be getting a little bit of orange.
A little bit of the orange peel you're going to get over the top of that. Yep, and then the honey, and then the rye has that little bit of spiciness in the back end.
It's really good.
Yeah,
I do a treatment for this in the whole market that I send out every once in a while. We call it Orange is a New Bee, and it's double orange.
Right.
This beer, and it's quick. It's becoming very popular. We're actually looking for a way to do more volume with it, bigger keg sizes of it, because I've got accounts that are begging me to keep it on. And
yes, I'm begging you now. I'm one of the accounts because this is great as it is, but it does leave me. I'm like, I want more orange now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Would you ever put an orange peel on this? Like a Blue Moon? Would you ever stick that in there?
Certainly, your prerogative. I'm not going to stop you as long as you're selling my beer and it's a clean glass. It doesn't bother me.
Jeremy absolutely has no restriction. Veterans United endorses more orange if you want to do that. It's up to you. It's up to you. And by the way, when you're heading out this weekend, on Memorial Day weekend, there's a lot of stuff. And Amelia's going to tell you about some of the stuff you can do this weekend, right? Coming up. But we do have one more flavor to get to. What are we getting?
So last but not least is Hot Banshee. It's our West Coast IPA. It's going to be classic IPA. Start malty, finish hoppy and bitter. You're not going to taste too much else after this today.
You saved this one for me.
Yeah, I was going to say this is the one.
Look at this.
Looking forward to.
This is actually the first beer of ours I had before I worked for us. I bought it at the Publix around the corner from my house and loved it. I'm an old school IPA head. I love heavy malts, heavy hops.
We're bros. I gotta tell you, also when I tried out for American Idol, they said you sing like a banshee. So this is gonna be especially
Is there recording
close to me.
Well, love
it's YouTube shut it down, but I'll find
exactly.
Yeah,
but it's
went against their guidelines.
Oh yeah.
6.5% of West Coast goodness.
Okay.
You can smell the hops straight off the
You open the can,
That's what's
the
up.
room fills with hops.
Yeah, tastes like an original IPA.
That's an IP AA right there.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm giving it an IPA plus. How about that?
Hopheads. This is the beer right here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dear Riggs, you're welcome. Love Jeremy. This is great, man.
Thank you.
Now, this is, as you mentioned, some of these are your best sellers or whatever. Where does the IPA fit into
This
portfolio?
one, for the longest time, was our third bestseller. We had 3 core beers in the market for the longest time. This is unfortunately kind of falling back towards the back marker of our core beers, but it's still got a very strong market. I've got a couple of accounts that tear through it. They tell me they got guys that come in and buy them a case at a time, and that's kind of what we're seeing with the old school IPA guys. They come in and they know what they want. they're going to buy it and they're going to drink it. And we're very lucky to have those folks around that still want this West Coast IPA.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's drinking that going, I wonder what kind of beer this is.
Yes, exactly. I can't quite figure it out. Like I was trying to figure out the orange before. Like, no, I know what this is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No,
And clearly I need to buy more of this. All right, so we talked about srperrott.com/beerfinder. Obviously the place you want to go to find any of these beers, but where can we chase some of these down?
So one really cool thing is this month they are actually Brewery of the Month at Total Wine in Daytona.
Really?
So they have a huge display end cap there, so go check them out and grab a 6-pack of each, maybe even a case of each if you're feeling nice.
Yeah, don't let me get the IPA.
Yeah.
Everybody else get the rest of this stuff. I'll take out the IPA.
So in our market currently right now, we're gonna have the Raging Blondes, Fish Camp, and Scout Dog 44.
There you go. All right, teamwork, baby.
The hot Banshee got in my head a little.
It's all right. No, it's understandable. I believe me.
The hops at your brain.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I got ghosts swirling all around me too, bro.
But more than likely, we'll see the other two eventually. But those are the ones out in the market currently. Your on-premise accounts will have them on draft, and a lot of your local independents as well.
All right. And people who are up north of Daytona, they can just head to Jacksonville. Right?
Absolutely.
I work very
cool
hard.
brewery.
We're everywhere in Jacksonville. If there's an off-premise account or an on-premise account, there's a pretty good chance we're in there, be it a draft or package. I work very hard to make sure we got our beer everywhere.
That's awesome. Wow, this is so good. All right, it's a holiday weekend.
That's right.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hoard a bunch of these Veterans United beers, and then when are we going to party? What are we doing?
So Saturday, tomorrow night, you're gonna want to go to the Hello Summer Tropical Drink Pub Crawl on Main Street in Daytona Beach. All right.
Hello, summer.
Hello, Summer. Say hello to Summer. Come check out the pub crawl. The participating bars down there, you get a free full-size drink. Now, they call a 9-ounce drink a full-size drink, so I must let you know. Tickets are $15 ahead of time, $20 the day of.
That sounds like a cheap night right there.
Right, that's what I'm saying. $15 and like you get your tropical drink, walk around Main Street. It's from 7 to 11 p.m. So the weather should be cool, nice, get a nice sea breeze out there. And Main Street is going to be closed. Just like it is during bike
It better
week.
be. Yeah.
Food vendors and all kinds of good stuff.
Yeah.
So it should be a good event, and we hope to see you out there.
Yeah, this is one of those weekends where a lot of people get out and party. They don't even know why they're partying, but they, obviously Veterans United does, and we definitely want to thank everybody who out there who is a fallen hero, and remember anybody who served, and you mentioned the guys that at Veterans United, they served.
Yes, sir.
And they're out there making beer. What a dream right there.
Our new assistant brewer was an 11 Bravo in the Army, and I was a Navy corpsman. I was with the Marines for most of my career, and we have a lot of things we could talk about. And say, oh, you did that, I did that. It's so cool.
That's
and
awesome.
Talking with, we got a bunch of different veterans that have come through and work for us. I mean, our owners were pilots, so hearing their stories and what they had going on are completely different from what I had as a ground force. And then we've got one of the kids that works in the tavern. He's a Seabee, so it's kind of interesting to hear his side of the Navy, what he has going on. It's completely different from what I got going on. So we're able to take all these different experiences we had while in the service and kind of bring them together, and it's really, really fun.
I love this.
That's what's going.
It's a really good
It's fantastic.
Again, congratulations to both of you for timing this out well. You could have had Jeremy on at any time, right? But this Memorial Day weekend is pretty good. It's pretty smart.
Everyone's always looking for different ways to support our veterans and active duty, and I think this is a great way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, think about those who served and then enjoy their tasty beers too.
Yeah.
It's a great way to do it.
Yeah, support their passions afterwards as well.
Yeah. All right, so tomorrow we'll be partying with you. What are you wearing, by the way? Do you know yet? You picked out an outfit. I don't want to wear the same thing. That's why I asked.
Something scandalous.
Well, that's what I have
We
planned
look
to
through
do.
my wardrobe again.
Oh well. All right. All right. Well, until we see you next time, Jeremy, thank you very much for being here, and cheers to you.
Cheers.
Cheers.